have to have such good ideas? I wanted a princess room.
I mean, we can use the current office as that. It's just, this room is not wide enough for a bed.
No, it really isn't. And Chris raised the good idea that we can have both of our computers in front of a window each. I mean, what were you saying about the cats?
Well, we'd be sitting there, and we'd be sitting held on the window ledge, which is lower than your desk height. And pop little heads. It'd be super cute.
And then we can open, and then we can open the door here and have some cross breeze across the house. And it will honestly work out better because right now our computers are back to back, and Chris likes to sit on the edge of his chair because normally there's a cat behind you. And then there's no space for me to sit on my chair. And here, if we're both like, if I'm here and you're, go sit.
What? This is my spot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, good.
Okay, then we can roll backwards and have quite a bit of space because there won't be anything behind us. So the general vibe is going to still be Victorian but dark. I guess dark academia, kind of.
Yeah, sure.
You don't know what that, yeah.
No, I get you.
So we're not 100% sure on colors or anything yet, but we
did just radically change vision.
Oh, hi, Buds! What's up?
The new plan is cat approved, much more so than the last plan, I must say.
He really likes coming in one door and going out the other. And then we talked about on the section behind the camera where you are, having like a bookshelf where we can hold all of our board games and books that we use.
Continue.
And then behind us having, like, putting a smaller bookshelf in here and then having some sort of bench or something to sit on and relax. The cats can sleep on it, let's be realistic. And then also potentially putting like a fold-away bed in there just in case people ever get snowed in or something. Because we do like to host Christmas.
So we're not abandoning the princess room, we're just moving it to where the current office is. The dream is to have a cat on each windowsill. It occasionally turns towards us and goes, "Murp." In the right place.
Oh, he's getting beard scratches.
He's very excited for this new plan. It's a good plan.
And he likes the windowsills.
Yes, he does.
That just means that everything that you can't see on camera right now, which is a lot of stuff, needs a new home because we were using that room as the storage room.
Yeah, we had a great plan. Renovate one room at a time. We always have a room to put stuff in. And then we lost a room. But no one to blame but myself.
I was gonna say, and whose idea was that?
So unfortunately, somewhere along the way, we lost the footage of us taking down the smaller built-in right beside the window to the left there that you can see. So just imagine this, but smaller. Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Alright, so we're gonna take care of every lazy contractor's favorite thing from the 90s and earlier, the popcorn ceiling. Hides a plethora of sins, may contain asbestos, ours does not. We had it tested.
Also, we both hate popcorn ceilings with a passion, so this is kind of exciting. All right, let's get cracking on.
So to get this horrible popcorn ceiling off, we looked online and realized that we needed to soak it with water and then scrape it off. So we actually got a little sprayer that you could pump and pressurize to spray the water on. This worked way better than like a little hand sprayer. We got a lot better coverage. And we very quickly realized that the water did have to soak in for about 10-15 minutes before you scrape, and then you'd get a nice clean scrape. So we made a night of it, and we ended up playing a couple rounds of computer games in between. So we would spray the ceiling, play a couple rounds, scrape as much as we could, and then spray again and repeat. It was a lot of fun actually, and very satisfying just to get all of this crap off the ceiling. It was, however, not a quick process, so if you ever do this yourself, just know that it takes a while and it's really messy. So the next step was actually scraping a bit of the ceiling. Underneath where the built-in had been, there was what looked like wallpaper remnants, so Chris scraped off what he could without wetting it, and for the really stubborn spots, he wetted it down and went back and scraped it again.
Myself and my favorite assistant cat are doing this evening is we're checking inside our walls to see if they actually have any insulation in them. This is definitely the original lath and plaster. Typically didn't put insulation in these, so unless they came in from the other side, they're probably empty cavities. I don't want to tear it down to do this, so I'm going to use a scope that connects to my phone and a small drill hole that can be easily filled later. Don't worry, friends, you'll get to see this firsthand. Oh, yeah, look at that.
There is stuff?
Yeah, there's stuff here.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Does that mean we do? Yeah, because I can see some pink stuff down below. Does that mean we don't have to fill it?
I guess.
Hey. Do you want to do another hole in a different spot?
No, there's stuff here too.
After the ceiling was scraped, it was time to start looking at the walls, and more importantly, what was in the walls. Our energy audit mentioned something about not having insulation, so we rented a thermal cam to try and get an idea of what was happening. And of course, while we had the thermal camera, it was time to check some other spots in the house that we thought might have some issues.
Today we're dealing with the fact Lenore has some drafts and some insulation problems. The government offers a lot of rebates to help make your house more energy efficient. Usually this involves getting an energy audit. Ours turned up that some of the walls are purportedly missing insulation and that we use about twice as much energy as an average house our size. Remember, Snickety is not okay with that. Where are you, buddy?
Hey, buds. He looked right at me.
I'm going to be using a rented thermal imaging camera so you can see where the problems are. I'm also using a smoke pen to detect the drafts that aren't strong enough to make my feet cold as I stand here.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, there's a draft at the bottom of the door too, isn't there?
Yeah, you can see how it's cold at the bottom of the door, and this is a single pane glass door.
Every pane is blue.
Every pane is blue. Every pane is 9.6 degrees. If you go over to a normal wall, it's almost double the temperature.
That's our front door, by the way.
Yeah, that's our front door.
It definitely still has Christmas stuff up.
Now, if you don't have access to a thermal imaging camera to help you see things, and even if you do, it's a good idea to pick one of these up because they'll show you air movement. See how it's no longer running straight up, as you can see it wafting straight at me.
Yeah.
Draft. No draft.
Yep.
Yeah, this whole door is getting replaced because this is definitely a large source of our heat issues.
Talking to someone soon.
All right, so you can see there's a bit of coldness around the frame ceiling. That's pretty normal. For reference, this is at 16.5 degrees Celsius. The wall is 3 degrees warmer. The open wall is surprisingly still warm.
Well, we can see the insulation.
And yeah, pretty standard. It's a window. It's going to lose heat.
We're looking at this part of the ceiling now.
Yeah, this is called
In the
cathedral
office?
ceiling. Yeah. So you can see how the joists in the wall because they're conducting the temperature from the outside in.
This corner here.
This corner here is likely a cold pocket caused by the fact that the plaster has come away from the lath. There's a little cold air pocket there. I'd love to hear anyone else's thoughts in the comments on that. There's not a heck of a lot you can do with these kind of ceilings if you don't want to add a bunch of bulk to either your roof or the interior side. There's no unexpected thermal surprises here, so we're just going to leave it. I believe our thermal review on our energy audit said that these walls weren't insulated. I've put a scope inside them, and even on the camera you can tell they are. They're clearly insulated because they're not like a void of cold. The other thing thermal cameras are useful for is finding leaks. You can use them in your walls if it's been raining recently. You can also use them to find leaks in your home. This is the bathtub we have not used since we moved in here because we're just concerned it's going to leak. So we fill it with cold water, we're going to pull the plug, let it drain, and then we're going to check downstairs to see if there's any leaks forming from cold water dripping onto the ceiling.
Oh, that's some cold water.
Now, I'm not really surprised because A, it's this house, and B, there's a spot on the ceiling where they clearly tried to paint something.
Oh, there it is.
You can see how it's a completely different color.
Yep.
And I may have tested this earlier today. Bounce,
Oh
bounce,
no.
see. But the real fun, can you see the little blue spot in the center?
Oh yeah, that's water.
See how it's getting bigger?
Oh no.
That's water leaking out of the tub.
Well, it's a good thing we haven't been using it.
Yeah.
Well, this is the study, by the way. So the study renovation, which we're trying to choose paint for, just became a whole lot bigger.
So we did the whole house. We're not going to bore you with showing you every single room. The plus side is all the rooms have insulation in the walls, so we don't going to be tearing things open and stuffing it in there. We know we need to add more insulation to the ceiling. No surprises there. Some of our doors are old, need replacing. Our windows are good enough. We're not going to get the value out, but putting money in. Obviously, the leak was not entirely unexpected, but is disappointing to say the least. This tool was fun to use, but not really something I personally would need in my kit from day to day. To think of note when you're using it to do the kind of like looking for air leaks in your house, you want it to be a big temperature difference between the inside and the outside. Today, it's -1 outside, so I guess that's like 30 for you Americans out there. And inside, so obviously it's around 72 or normal like 20-ish degrees. That's a nice temperature difference so you can see where the heat's going. It also has been raining a lot. Yesterday we had about 4 to 8 centimeters, so 2 to 3 inches, and that means that if any water was going to intrude, it would have shown up while using the thermal scan. So we're actually watertight from the outside in, which is fabulous news. So we're going to take all the information we got from looking around our house and make a plan for putting the energy efficient renovations into place. We're utilizing government rebates because they're available, You should always check to make sure they're A, available in your area, and B, what criteria you have to meet to get them. Ours are, you have to have quotes before you go ahead. If you started the work, you're not getting a dime. So always make sure to follow the guidelines for that. You're gonna be seeing us using this all over the house. Hope you see it when we do. Yeah.
Oh, he's ready for his close-up.
Yes, he is.
He's sitting so pretty. Okay,